Hello, hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And this is an everything else in between. So, this is my catch all planner. That means pretty much my life, the things I schedule. There's a lot of overlap, but this is sort of the main one, the main planner. So this is from an old Happy Planner cover from like 2019. I have always loved this cover. I am someone who keeps my planner, so I get to use this. I love the inside, which is this pretty pink. I love this. So anyway, this is just metallic vinyl that I printed out. So yeah, this is my planner. So we're gonna do a setup for August. That's what this is. So I have a planner. Basically, it's kind of I put this together, all the extra embellishments, including the divider page. I, have this cut out with my Cricut. If you've never seen any of my videos, I took some craft paper, and yeah, I just had it print out. So this is my divider, so it sticks up. And then I have this vellum paper and I have on top, and I put that like this. These are just quotes and things like that from the movie Practical Magic, because it's one of my favorite movies. This is just a bookmark. And I just wanted imagery. So this is a very thick paper, as you can tell, because the other side you can't even see anything. But this is just imagery that is part of how I see my cottage witchcraft. And I think these are just like pretty motivating pictures. So I added these in here. But this is what we're going to be working on, this right here. So let's get to it. So I'm using some older books. You might have seen these before in this craft stores and things like that. But Agenda 52, I have a sticker on top, but yeah, this has been around for a while. You get these at Hobby Lobby, by the way, and I've had this for quite some time, but I'm using it because I want the numbers and I'm going to line this up. So that's why I'm using this. Yeah, so let's get into it. I'm going to get my little tweezers out so I can pop those out and we'll get into it. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and pop these in. So Monday is August 1st. Did you know that was Lunasad or Lamas? Lunasad, Lunasad. I guess it just depends. That's how I say it. I don't think I'm butchering it up too much, but I also am an American. I have an American accent. So it's okay if I don't hit it just right. I do my best. I try to be respectful. I do my best. But if it's not quite right, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it. That's how I've been saying it. I don't think I'm that off. Anyway, for me, this is a time of celebrating the harvest. Now, harvest can take on different meanings. You can mean a physical harvest. Especially if you literally are harvesting something, like if you planted some things. I'm going to just snatch this out and I'll put it back in. It could definitely mean that, right? Otherwise, for me, it simply, and I try to keep things simple. That's part of my spiritual path. But the things I've harvested, manifested. I know there's one thing that I've basically been sort of on the regular manifesting. Now this is why it's good to write things down throughout the year. And when I say year, from this time last year in August, like what have you been working on? What have you been trying to bring forth? What have you been trying to manifest? This is a time to give thanks to that. Assuming you manifested the thing or you're on the path to do it. You could still be working on it, but you could just show a little gratitude right now. Express gratitude, just be thankful. It's like a pagan Thanksgiving. And how you celebrate that is totally up to you. It could be just, having a quiet moment, having a good treat, maybe some bread or biscuit or cake or cookie or something like that. Cup of tea. Maybe you're the wine person. Who's to say? Beer. Let's say it's just beer. Let's say you don't have anything. Beer kind of is like, it's kind of in the baked goods family, liquid bread. So you can go with that. maybe some mead, and basically you want to give thanks. You just speak it out loud or think it in that moment. Hey, I'm really grateful right now. I'm really grateful how my life is going, how things are shaping up. I'm very happy, or, I'm on the way to feeling really good about things. I can see a path now, or, where I couldn't see it before, and I'm really grateful for that. If, you're kind of going through it right now, I'm grateful for when this is over. I'm grateful for when this all stops and, I can get back to feeling like I have some sort of control over my life. That's the thing, because right now, some people are sick or you're going through some really tough challenges and you feel like, you don't have a lot of control. So it's okay. It is perfectly fine to acknowledge the current situation and just, again, you're just speaking ahead. I'm grateful for when this is all over. I'm grateful for when I feel better. I'm grateful for, when I can get my life back. I'm grateful for my new life to start. That works as well. Gratitude is important. Um, a lot of times we all talk about spells and rituals and works and all kinds of stuff going on in the magical community, but don't forget to be grateful. It takes you a long way. So we have the numbers down, and I think that looks pretty neat. So I'm going to just put that here. Now, I did see, I thought, yeah, August. I like the way this, I don't know if it's on camera. I like the way this looks. So I'm trying to decide between this and I was going to use the lettering for, first I looked at this, but I don't think it's going to be enough for everything. So I was also looking at these, but now that I think about it, this looks too much. This looks much better. So we're going to head and use this month of August instead of writing it in. I like the way that looks. It's really cute. And again, this is it's called Calendar Foiled Sticker Pack. I got this probably 2 years ago. I've used it, for some time. It might even be more than that. But yeah, this is it. Anyway, keep your sticker books. They get a little, I keep things around for quite some time. So now is something I actually look forward to is the fun part of writing in my affirmation. Last month, I wrote an affirmation, and you know what? I was living that out, that monthly affirmation. There was a host of events that had me really reading it and going all in on that affirmation. So I'm hoping for a similar effect. So I'm going to be very choosy and very careful. So let's get to that. Okay, so I went and got one of my cards, deck of cards. This is the African Goddess Rising Oracle. So that's by Abiola Abrams. So I got these because these are wonderful cards to kind of get aspirations from, or excuse me, affirmations. Another place is honestly just doing a Google search. Pinterest is great for that. If you're looking for something and you're not sure, you kind of need an idea, something to work with. I felt the need to be divinely guided with this one. So I did go ahead and shuffle and I did pick a card. So I just want to show you, because you can only get so much of the meaning from the card itself. So let's talk about it. So this is Maulisa Cosmic Power. That's what this card is. So it says a lot of positive things here about this card. So first off, Maulisa is the force of mother, father, goddess, energy, God, goddess. Mawu is the moon, the divine feminine. Lisa is the sun, the divine masculine. They came together during a fawn eclipse to create cosmic power. So what's the guidance here? It says, you are in the right place. Release the fear of your power. You are sacred. You are magic. Now that you know this, you can no longer pretend not to. Okay, well, that's getting on some track here. You have the goddess declaration down here. My power shines forth from within. That's a good one. I like this. Rise up into your magnificence. Love and accept yourself fully to unlock everything you seek. Stop pretending to be less than you are. Your real power has nothing to do with external gains. Cosmic power cannot be destroyed or lost. You were created by the same force that birthed the sun and the moon. So actually, you know what I like? Your real power has nothing to do with external gains. I like that so much. And I got a whole thing about that. Um, one of the issues that I have continuously had, I have had, the further I've gotten into my own witchcraft, is I believe there's this idea that if you are not rich, if you have not accumulated what appears to be a good, material wealth, you must not be doing this witchcraft thing right. Now, I will say this. I think that as witches, we go through challenges sometimes. We go through a lot of things. Events or witchcraft can help protect us, but it can't necessarily keep us from experiencing the effects of life. Um, the things that cost money, it doesn't mean that we don't feel those things. It just, for a lot of us, it just means that some of us are a little well equipped to deal with it, or, it might seem very bumpy, but we make it through in a way that kind of looks confusing to others. That's the magic. We're protected. Yeah, we're going through these events, but it never breaks us. Or even for some of us, if we feel broken, we kind of rise up, and when we come back even stronger in a better position. So you'll see a lot of that with witches, but it doesn't mean we don't go through things. But let me write this down before I go on a fuller tangent with this. So your real power has nothing to do with external gains. So that's the affirmation for me for this month of August. And I think that's actually a really solid one. Now, with this planner throughout the week, I'll be able to put this week's focus. So if there's something particular, like, I visualize my dream life and watch it as it manifests into reality. That's my focus. I could put something like that, a little bit more lofty sounding, or something else. I have that option. But right now we're focusing on the month. And yeah, I like that. Your real power has nothing to do with external gains. That is my affirmation for the month. It can manifest in external gains, which looks more monetary. And that has been sort of the path I've been on, gratefully, knock on fake IKEA wood. um, However, that's not the only thing. Spiritually speaking, I have grown a lot, like a lot, a lot. And I think that's, something to be excited about and something to be grateful for, going into this next phase. We're about to, we're transitioning here. August is like wrapping up summer. And then, we'll be heading into fall very soon. It's kind of like the end cap, I call it the edges of summer. That's what August represents. And depending on where you live in the world, you feel it more. I live in a more warm climate, so I'm not going to feel it weather-wise, but there's something in the air. There's a shift occurring. So I acknowledge that as well. But this is pretty much it. Now, the only thing left is my tarot spread of the month. So I'm going to do that with you guys as well. Let's get to that. Okay, so I grabbed my Everyday Witch tarot deck, well worn, use these a lot, use these professionally. I've been using these for years since they came out. But let me get on with my monthly reading. So we have Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands basically is telling me, okay, you know what? You've been putting up a fight. You're probably exhausted as well. But you live to fight another day. Like whatever you're working toward, you're fighting for. Um, you might feel like your back's against the wall, but you're okay. Like you notice on this card, the imagery, the wands that she has are like smoking hot on the ground from being worn out, but she still has two in her hand. She's a little battered and bruised, this witch, but guess what? She could keep going. She a little hurt, but she can keep going through. Definitely something I can identify with. So we're talking about my reading for the month of August. So I'm saying, okay, you know what? I'm coming into this. I'm definitely on my own healing journey. And yeah, I kind of feel like the witch in this picture, but you know what? I'm still strong. I can still stand. All right. Then we have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is letting me know that I might feel like I'm in a tough spot. I might feel like, it's, kind of, I'm tied up, that she's tied up, her hands are bound. But there's a way to get out of it. There is a way to get out of it. And it's going to be best for me to keep my cool, keep my wits about me, use my witchcraft, and I can get out of it. I can become unbound. It's just up to me. This is not something that I have to deal with. If you notice the knot, I don't know if you can make it out in the imagery, but like, let me see. The string, the knots are around her hand, right? But there's a part where it's kind of loose, and that's just sort of like this imagery supporting. You're not really bound. You're really not. You could get out of it. You just have to like not succumb to all that what it seems. And for me, kind of keeping this affirmation, don't get caught up in the stuff around me this month, in the what appears to be the circumstance or the situation. I am powerful and I can get out of it. I just have to remember that. So we have that. And I'm going to go into the next card. So then we have death, okay? Don't get scared. Don't get scared. So death has always just represented change for me. But let's look at this card. And by the way, when I pull tarot professionally for myself, I use certain decks. And even though typically it's a general meaning that we all kind of use for cards, certain decks, I don't know, they bring about their own energy. So that's why I like to buy different tarot and use them differently. And the meanings kind of take a different change. They can dip in and out of the original intention of the meanings. That's how I intuit it. And I know a lot of other readers work that way as well. But anyway, so there's two doors. You notice this door is closed, right? And this door, you can see the light, it's open. So this is the closing of this. Now, did I not say August was a transitional month? So if this is a transitional month, one door is closing, another's open. So I'm coming in with this energy, and I'm reading this kind of like holistically. So I'm coming in with the energy. Let's just stop right where we are now. So we have the Nine of Wands, which is telling me, yeah, I'm coming in. I know me personally, I'm on my own healing journey. I've been fighting, for myself as my own advocate for quite some time. And that's how I see these like wands on the ground. Like that's me, and I've been putting up a good fight. But you know what? I'm still standing. I'm a little bruised. I'm healing, but I could keep going. Now, my cause, what I'm fighting for, is different today. It's more about I'm being a stronger advocate for myself, just in every aspect of my life. I'm not just talking about one thing, and really just standing up and in my truth and not and being unapologetic about it. And that's in all different types of ways. We say that and people assume it's in ways where, it might be with a specific partner, but honestly, it's the random question you get when you're out in public where someone's, offering you, a Jehovah's Witness or something, or, one of these Mormons or something like that, and they're coming up and having a conversation, and you stand in your truth, and you say, no, thank you. I already have a desired spiritual path, and I'm doing quite well on it. It's like those moments. It's the moments where, you are with an elder who may be of a, one of the big top three religions, we'll just say that. And a conversation comes up, and they're saying what they say, and you're being respectful, but then they sort of put it on you. Y'all know what I'm talking about, where it's no longer a thing where you're just being respectful, you're just nodding, say yeah, out of respect, where it's more of a thing where they're wanting you to sort of agree. And this, I have been in this situation, and standing in your truth and standing up for yourself and fighting, being an advocate in that moment for what you truly believe, and say, well, no, I don't quite see it that way, or I totally respect where you're coming from, but I see things a little different. That's enough. That's a big for a lot of us. A lot of people wouldn't want to challenge our elders that way, because it's seen as disrespectful. But you know what? That's not disres. It's me being respectful of myself. Anyway, that's the energy I'm getting from this. And then Eight of Swords, whatever if I feel bound, if I feel kind of tied up, if I feel like I'm trapped, which is not a fun feeling, um, I have to remember the circumstances around me may be saying something else, but I know my real power has nothing to do with external gains. So this is definitely time external things around me. So even though it looks like things are going a certain way, it appears circumstantial that way. But look, I can get out of it. Use my wits, keep my emotions under control, and use my wits, my witchcraft, and I can get out of it. I can get out of anything. Now, this might be me, or this might be someone I might have to help through the month. I'm getting that energy as well. It may not be specifically for me, but I need to keep this energy. Now, changes are coming. Change is the end, the permanent end, death of one thing and the beginning of something else. Now, I know there's things right off the bat that this reflects, from a professional sense. I have one thing ending. I've been doing this educational training type thing, and that ends actually at the early part of this month, and I begin a new role. So this definitely, I know, sort of confirms that detail. So let's get into the next thing. And the month itself is kind of, we're capping off summer, so to speak, September, even though it's not until September 21st, 22nd, that fall technically begins, right? Um, Most of us figure September is fall. So let's go to the next card, because I'm gonna do the five. So then we have the King of Cups. So let's talk about King of Cups again. Let's use the imagery. So the King of Cups is on a small little mound in the middle of the sea. There's like a mermaid back here. You see life. There's the cat. There's that. This deck, there's always a cat. I don't know if you picked that up. There's a cat here. Where's the cat? Oh, up here in a tree, and there's the cat here. But for the mostly speaking, the King of Cups, he's on an island by himself. He's cool, calm, collected, which I think is telling me, based on this, we're getting a story, holistic story here. Kind of be cool. However, don't isolate yourself, while going, transitioning through this month. Don't isolate, which is, I will do, by the way, if things get a little too hectic with change for me. Any big changes, I take to my room. I'm one of those people, I like resort back to when I was a teenager. Like, I will stay in my room. I take my meals in my room. When I'm done, any professional work, readings, anything I'm working on, I will go to my room. I'm not asleep. I'm just in the bed where I feel safe. And I won't talk that much to people. Like, I retreat. I go on an island by myself. So this is just letting me know, be mindful of that. That is my go-to reaction. With change, good change. It doesn't have to be something bad. It's not like but although I do respond that way when it is something bad, but even good, a change that I've manifested, until it happens, once the wheels are in motion, I take to my room until I have no choice but to get up and do something. So this is actually really helpful for me. And let's go into the next card. Ooh, the Hangman. So here's the thing about the Hangman. Typically this card in this deck, the way Deborah Blake, by the way, is the one who wrote the meanings for the cards. She's explained, and this, I agree with the message when I see this, that sometimes we can feel stuck. So let's, again, holistically look at what's happening. So during this month, there might be feelings, bound, stuck. You see what's happening? This change, maybe it's, the change is something where, it might not be something I'm bringing about. It might be an external type of change that's occurring. I'm just between these two. I'm just kind of taking it all in, and I might feel stuck. But the reality of it is, if it is that way, if it is the case, there's benefits to literally hanging around for a while. There's benefits to kind of staying put. This honestly is really making me think about a couple things. So I committed to a lease for the month of August that is much longer so I can lock in my rental rate, right? And I am now, I believe this is definitely what it's talking about. Um, the market has completely changed when I moved to Arizona. The goal was to have purchased a property by now, um, and everything changed here. Like, this is one of those states in the country. It's Arizona, Florida, specifically Tampa area, and Georgia, but really Atlanta. Those are like the hottest markets where they've had the biggest spikes in rentals and all and actual home prices. It's happened across the country, yes. But I watched a special reported documentary recently, that those are the target. Now, Arizona in general, like, it's mostly Phoenix surrounding area, the East Valley and the West Valley, where the home prices have pretty much skyrocketed in a way where it makes no sense. Like, they've doubled in price. So homes here that we were looking at one point and like 300,000, 350, maybe 400, um, maybe 400,000, but that was kind of like the target. I was wanting 325, but anyway, because that's more, money you got to produce for down payment. But anyway, the point is that was the target amount, and that's not gonna just those $300,000 houses are literally $600,000. Now, I understand there's gonna be a shift, but the super inflated market here has pretty much priced out. So once we get into, the $500,000 world, that's $500,000 bucks. Anything over that, like, that's a lot. That's a lot. And that changes the trajectory of everything. And I don't love that I'm about to go into a extended lease because I do kind of feel a little stuck, and it starts this month. That's the irony. So a lot of this is practical stuff. Sometimes people get readings like this and it will freak them out. This card right here sends people. This in a tower, like, you got to pick them up off the floor. They're freaked out. I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes it is bad. And nobody wants to hear that. It's not fun being on the other end trying to explain that to someone. But the thing about this card is, good or bad or indifferent, there's some sort of change. It's going to affect you. So when I look at this, I don't get doom and gloom, because a lot of this I can relate to the exact emotions and what I'm already feeling coming into the month. So I know I've been battered, bruised, mentally, spiritually on some level, but no, mostly mentally, emotionally speaking. Putting up a good fight for a long time, and I'm tired and I'm healing, but I'm still strong and I'm still standing and I can still fight. So that's what this tells me. And that energy is what I'm coming in August with. Um, Whenever if I may feel bound, if there's circumstances around me that makes me feel bound, stay in your magic. This is telling me to stay in my magic. Change is inevitable. This is a transitional month. Um, it's inevitable. But as one door ends, it closes, another door opens. This can be a wonderful month for me. A great opportunity is on the horizon. Behind this door could be my wildest desires, my wildest dreams realized. This is not a negative thing per se. It really depends on the energy you're coming in with. But let's talk about what I'm coming in with. I'm still going to fight. I'm going to be aware of my circumstances to realize it doesn't dictate what I can and can't do. I'm not bound. I can do what I need to, because the real power has nothing to do with external gains. Okay? It's from within. So I can handle the change. I can handle what's behind door number 2 with the bright light peeking through. Okay? Don't isolate myself. be cool, keep my emotions, but don't isolate. It's okay to share with others how I'm feeling. It's okay to not divulge, my true feelings on things. I can say how I feel. I don't have to isolate as I'm going through changes. Um, Also, if the situation has changed and it's kind of, the train has left, and it's like, ooh, this is going a little too fast, or I don't know if I can handle this, and I'm feeling a little stuck, it feels a little overwhelming. I could sit in that. This month it's okay. It's happening. It's where the train has left the station. I can feel that. It's okay, and I can give myself grace for those emotions. And it's not a permanent situation, but I can kind of hang around a little bit in that feeling and in the current situation, and I'll still thrive. I'll be okay. So these are my messages. So I'm just going to quickly jot those down. Okay, so we have those written down. So I kept them like that because I have a journal. I write everything down in, but right now I just wrote what the cards are here. So we have that going. Okay. So on this side, I write down my top goals, anything I need to remember. And this is a section for rituals. By the way, if you're interested, I got this off of Etsy. The link will be in the description. I printed this. I invest in a higher quality paper. This is a much thicker paper. If you notice, you don't see bleed through too much from the other pages. As I flip through, you don't see anything peeking out. That's because this is heavier paper. It's not quite cardstock, but it's on the precipice for that. I think it's 30-pound paper. I gotta check, I forget. But it's not, cheap. It's kind of expensive. And I get it at Office Depot. Or Staples, I forget which one, or I'll go to either one. But anyway, but this is the only kind of paper, I'm a paper snob, so, come on now. I like a certain type of paper. So this is the thicker one, and there's one it's basically not copy paper, I'll just say that. So my goals, I'll write those down now for the month. I'll share some. There's going to be other things. I'm not going to fill it all in because there's some personal things as well. But definitely my workout. I want to make sure I get that in, start to build and keep a momentum workout. I want to say 3 to 5 times a week. So I'm just going to say 3 to 5 weekly. I want to increase my water intake. I actually tried doing that into last month, and I've had very positive results at how I feel. Let me tell you something. Drinking plenty of water is also good for mood stabilization. Never forget. So increase water intake, and I will flesh it out more on what that means, how much more water for the weeklies and the dailies as well. So we've got the workout, we got the water intake, and I'm definitely putting here scheduled sprints, writing sprints. I need the help of others to help me do that. So I'm going to make sure I put that there. And the other things are going to be separate. I'll be doing those off camera. Those are actually pretty private. So, and I don't want to share. So there's that. But there are my goals. And then I don't really have anything I need to remember for the month. I'm trying to think what it is that I have to remember. For the life of me, cannot think of anything. And rituals, there's always for me full moon and new moon. Those are the rituals that I do. Oh, and Llamas, August 1st. Okay, so these are pretty much the rituals I'll do this month. So that takes care of those. If anything else comes up, I put it here, and I could put like notes on, if there's something I need to remember or do something else, but that's what that's for. So yeah, this is it. So thank you again for staying with me while I set up my monthly. This is different from a lot of the ways I had been doing my planning, but this is the most effective way. July was my first month where I gave it a try in this planner, and it's been wonderful. Like last week, I didn't really touch this. I was pretty busy enough. Like I have, been used. That's just a blank page. I printed an extra one out, but I had been using, this the whole time, for the most part, and I'm really proud of myself. Like I really got into this a lot. So, I am grateful for finding this, and it wasn't a huge investment. This is less than $10. The key, I had the paper because, as I keep saying, I'm a paper snob, so I already had the paper, so I just printed it out. But yeah, this will take care of the monthly, and I'll be back with other different planners and how I'm doing with those. You'll be seeing that my Plant Mama planner, of course, my memory keeping, and my reading journal as well. So stay tuned for that. And of course, my Coven planner as well, which is a typical happy planner, the big one. So I have more stuff coming for August, but for now, I feel pretty solid and I feel pretty set. And that reading was really great because it just confirms kind of the energy I was thinking about coming into August, that big changes are afoot. So thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share. And again, I'm Mika. This is Leap Taken. Please consider hitting the join button. You can head on over to leaptaken.com, check out some of my services. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.